So today's going to be an update of what's going on with the car. Now, previous videos we were actually trying to make a custom intake manifold that is going to connect the turbo to the ITBs, and we made this. So this was like let me show you. So this will like fit in here, and then I will have an aluminium piece with 4 tubes on it that will connect to the ITBs. And then I've got an aluminium pipe that will sit here with a flange on it that I can actually bolt to this. So I made a 2-piece fiberglass mold. So I took that and I made this. So this is the mold for this. It will need a bit of cleaning inside because I used tape to actually use it as a release, like a release tape, something that fiberglass will not stick to it. And mostly like plastic, it doesn't like sticking to it. I don't understand why, but I will need to clean up. Yeah, the line is not perfect, but it's flat. So what I need to do is fix the inside, get everything nice and straight. And then I need to make another piece. So I need to make a flat piece as well. So it's going to be like a 3-piece mold. So I can actually add a lip all around. So I can bolt onto the aluminium plate that I'm going to make with the tubes on. What I'm going to make it out of is these pieces here. So I bought the normal plain carbon that we all love. I've got 2 rolls of this. So these ones are mostly going to be like the structural of the piece. The Kevlar, I want to put it in the middle. Again, it's more structured, it's more strong. I don't know, but it's like little hairs. It's not like the fiberglass, the carbon one. It's a very different material. But this one does not really like to take aggressive shape, so I would like to use some pieces of this in areas that I want more strength. And I was thinking about using this out as the outside layer. I won't go all the way here, but it will be like on the outside where you can see it, and I will work it out. In the end of the day, I don't really care about how it looks. It's more that it has to work. And like I said, I could make an aluminium one and just get over and done with, but I don't want to do that. I like to put myself in really difficult situations and then figure out how it's going to work. Now I have another thing that I went and got yesterday, which actually brings this car to a more of a nearly ready to drive kind of situation. So the only thing this car actually needs to drive is suspension, and I need to rebuild the engine. The engine does work and everything, but it needs the coolant seals. So once I'm just gonna remove the engine, take it all apart, and whatever it needs, I'm just going to change it. I would like to put this engine back in as fresh as I can. Again, the boost, I will not have as much, like the boost will actually be very low. So it's just to, once the car is done, I will need to test it, see how it runs, how everything is reacting, and then we'll start putting pressure, putting boost to the engine. The radiator, like I said, we're going to leave it in the back. I just need to make like a box that air will go directly into there. That's why I've got these air ducts on the side of the windows. I do not think this one and the other one will be enough, but we'll see that in the future. Maybe we can put some on the roof of the car. So yeah, like I said, I just need to clean up the mold, get everything nice and ready, make the other piece first before I clean everything up. Make the third piece, make it into a 3-piece part. And oh yeah, I need to the only thing I did not order yet and I do not have is the epoxy. So I need to order a high temperature epoxy laminate, or whatever it's called. And the other thing is, I've seen a lot of these videos and they mostly put them in the oven. I will not be putting it in the oven. What I will do is just leave it outside or in one of my cars outside of the house. Because it's fucking hot in Cyprus now, maybe that will actually be enough to make it as strong as I can. I just need it to last. I do not know what issues it could have if I do not put it in heat, or if I don't put like temperature on it. Don't know if it's gonna crack or whatever. So I'm gonna try and heat it up as much as I can without an oven, because I'm not going to buy an oven for this shit now. Yeah, so that covers the intake part. Now let me show you the other part. So the second thing that I want to show you are these. So these are going to be the suspension for the car. So these ones are off a K5 GSXR 1000cc, K5, K6 series, those ones. And these ones I think are K7, K8. Now there is a bit of like a difference between these ones and those ones here. Mostly I find it is of the thickness. You can see how thicker the piece is. So and I think they're a bit longer, these ones. So what I'm gonna do is I need to, of course, put them with the correct ones. So these ones are together, these ones are together. What I need to do is figure out where I can put them. So what I want to build is a push rod suspension. Got this baby here. So I was thinking something like here on the side, but then I was like, that's not gonna work. So my other idea is, let me show you. So the other place I was thinking about is somewhere in here. You can see it like underneath where the shell is, and just make like a, well, it should be all right. I can make like a mount on the back here. That will be there. And then you just need to make the system to go down to the original placement to where the suspension used to be on the RX-8. Yeah, that's not as easy as said. So we need to really figure out how this thing is going to work. I'm going to try and use, I don't have a 3D printer and all that shit, so we have to do it the old-fashioned way. Now the other one in the back, you see how the back is? This one I think is going to be a little bit difficult, but not impossible. So I want this to sit somewhere in here. So I want this to be somewhere in there, and one on the other side, and make the system so it can work. Again, not as easy as said, but yeah, everything will be, all the brackets and all that hold the wheels now, everything will come off. I'm going to make new ones from the beginning. I'm going to use heim joints, whatever they're called. I'm going to use heim joints to actually build the control arms again. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the front ones. Let me just put these down. So the front control arms, I do like them, but I don't really have a lot of adjustment. Actually, I have no adjustment at all. So now, Do I make new ones? Do I make custom ones that I can have some adjustment on it? Or do I just stick with these and just build the suspension? Before I actually do the suspension, I need to actually figure out what I'm gonna do with the control arms. I do like them, but I have no adjustment at all. So I can adjust it. I need to make a new bracket, or I can make something on the bracket that will allow me, because the lower side we don't need to adjust that one, the lower one, but the top one, yeah, like the camera a little bit, it would be nice if I can adjust that just a tiny little bit, just like this much. So I need to figure out what I'm gonna do. So for a week I do not see myself actually doing anything. I need to study how the push rod suspension, I already done somewhat study on them or how they work, but again, this car is different. Every car is different, and especially this one that has a full tube chassis. It's much easier to do it on a tube frame than to do it on, in my opinion, on a stock like chassis car. Like I believe is much easier. But again, if I put the suspension like in there, let me try and see if I can actually put them so I can show you from a distance how it's going to look. I'm not going to risk putting another one on that side because that one might actually fall. So this is the spot that I'm actually thinking about. I will put it in there. I'll make a bracket in the back, and then I just need to make that lever or whatever it's called to actually do the suspension. So when it comes up, it pushes in. I will need to, like, if I put it here, the only thing that I will need to change is the exhaust, which is perfect. That will help me out a lot. Nothing else comes in the way. I just need to put the exhaust, don't know where, but it needs to get away from the suspension. I don't really want to have it close to the engine, but I really do not have enough space in front. Like, even if I put them in front, I've got the exhaust, I've got the turbo there, so that's going to create a lot of heat, so I cannot do it there. That's the perfect spot for the front. In my opinion, that's perfect there. So as I was saying, that one's going to go there, the same as that one. I couldn't find a way to actually put it there and stay there, so fuck that one. Now let's go to the back. Out of the back, look at it. So this is the idea for the back. It will be on an angle, much more of an angle, like that, and the other side, and build that lever thing that actually is going to have to push up and push in. So at least I've got somewhat of an understanding of how this shit actually works. So we'll actually need to do that, this thing, and we'll have to push it in. So I'll have to bolt it down here, and it will push the top piece in. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. If you know, let me know. If you know, let me know. Okay, so actually that's it. Oh yeah, everyone is like, why don't you have a floor, why don't you have a firewall and all that? It's not necessary now to have a floor. The car does not drive. Yeah, it moves, but I'm not gonna take it out for a drive now without suspension, and without safety equipment. Like, I would not do that. Even I would not do that to me or to the car, because I would definitely do harm to the car. Something will happen to, like, imagine this thing without suspension. And if you see the road that I've got outside of the house, you'll understand why this car cannot go out. So the idea when I started front design of the car, I've started from the front and I'm going to move slowly and build the floor up and go to the back and then go to the diffuser. Because I want to do some vents. I want to do some stuff where the gearbox is, so the air from the engine can actually leave from there and it will go all the way to the back, just like how a normal car would act. Everything's underneath, everything is getting air. So I need to recreate that and not have all that heat build up in that piece that I'm going to build and close everything up. So I need to be smart about what I do here. I need vents for the underside. I need to figure out again what I'm going to do with the exhaust, how I'm going to pass it. If I'm going to do side exhaust, I might do that. I always like the low side exhaust, so it might come out from there or from there. We're going to see. Once the suspension is done, we will remove the engine. We will rebuild the engine, check everything, and once that's done, we can connect the radiator, we can put water inside of it, coolant, and drive it. Don't know, I'm gonna have to remove the turbo now. It's in my head that that place is not good for it. At least there's those things. At least I do not have to chop up the fucking frame and redo everything again. So yeah, this is gonna be the end. What we saw is that we have the mold, we have suspension now, we have our carbon, Kevlar, the honeycomb carbon, and now we just need to get to work. So see you next week.